Facebook Live, we're here with my man Vance Wampler. So this is going to be a podcast. You guys are going to hear it on both the Investing with Print show. But so Vance just recently cleared a check for about $250,000 doing a apartment complex flip. It's something he's been working on for a long time. He just closed it on Monday. Was a big deal, went super viral. I tagged him here on the Facebook Live feed. So if you guys have any questions, man, just chime in and welcome Vance.
Hey guys, how's it going?
What's going on, man? Okay, cool. So we got some people up in the room. So, man, so $250,000. When you got that, what was that like?
Oh man, well it was pretty exciting. You know, this whole project's been about a year and 2 months in the making, and it's been a learning experience. It's been pretty darn stressful as well. I was telling you a little bit earlier about, we got this project as a basically completely gutted job. The other owners basically ran out of money. They thought they were going to do foundation, roofing, plumbing, electrical, HVAC for like $50,000 on a 14-unit complex. Well, they quickly learned that they got about 2 or 3 of those done and ran out of money. So we came in and purchased the project. We put about a little over $200,000 into the remodel of the project. That rehab time took about 9 to 10 months to be able to do. So I'm telling you, it's stressful because we were paying about $5,000 a month just in holding costs to be able to keep that project afloat, keep it going. So it was a bit of a risk. The way we financed that project was with hard money.
Right.
The only reason why is because we needed to close quickly. For that reason, we got it at a good deal, good price, and really kind of went through this whole process while learning some of the construction side, some of the challenges of that, but finally started getting a local management company to help lease up the property, and then we kind of started seeing the light. One thing we did learn though is that because we do a lot of single family flips, that's our main product model.
Bread and butter.
Yeah, it's our bread and butter. And the one thing I learned through this was that multifamily was actually a lot easier to actually sell. I mean, the buyers are a lot more qualified. They're a little bit more serious. They're not dealing with the emotional side of the transaction. It's more business. It's numbers for them. So it's a very easier sell than it really is selling like a single family product. So the way we sold that was actually through our database. We have of course, a buyer's list that we put together. We have a good email system, good email campaign that we use to market our properties. And then we put that into the system and marketed it out, and procured a buyer from that, and it took us about 2 months to close. And so here we are. We got about $250,000 in cash back from the property. We probably netted about $175,000, but at least we got some of our cash back. It was pretty stressful putting almost $60,000 out of our pocket over a year of time just into the project, just in holding it. So bit stressful. As we got other projects going on, it's kind of crazy to kind of have that holding cost there as well. But it was definitely a learning experience, and it was a lot of fun too. I mean, it's great having a check like that now, not having that basically project off my plate and be able to go on and move on to bigger and better things.
Right. No. Yeah, man. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So I mean, one of the things a lot of people ask is you gonna buy yourself an exotic car or what? Buy a Lambo?
Oh no. Far from exotic cars. Those ride way too low to the ground, and I go over too big of a hump. I'm more of a maybe Hummer truck guy.
Right.
I'd like to try maybe catch some air, maybe on a side by side. That'd be nice. But no, I think I might go to Disney World this year again.
Right.
And just spend more money on more projects. I think that's the biggest thing, is to keep revolving that money into what your business is going to look like in the future. And I think we're looking to do more commercial and multifamily. So now we got a little more money to play with to go do that. So it's going to be real exciting to go do that.
Okay. Just real quick, Brandon Comer, he says, when did you begin marketing? Hey, could you clarify that question just a little bit more? When did you begin marketing? But yeah, real quick, I wanted to ask you, how did you find that apartment?
Oh yeah, so we found that project through a series of Keller Williams agents that we work with. So basically our network, we network with a lot of different real estate agents and tell them, explain to them what exactly we do, and how we go about our business. And so commercial is not a big thing that we advertise a lot because we do more single family, but this single family agent had a commercial property, brought it to our attention, and several others as well, and we were kind of in a bidding war for the property, and that's how we kind of found the whole project, was just through an off-market source, which happened to be through a Keller Williams agent, which is kind of one of our tactics too. The big KW model is to go after listings, which creates more buyers, marketing, which creates more buyers, and that's how they build their structure. So by knowing that, I know that they get in front of sellers that are motivated, so it gives us the opportunity to be able to buy those. And on the sales side, what we were doing, because our initial plan up front was to buy the project, rehab it, put tenants in place, and then go ahead and sell it as a fix and flip. So what we did with that is when we only had about 2 or 3 tenants in place, which took about 2 or 3 weeks. That's when we started our marketing process, and it only took us about, I'd say, 2 to 4 weeks, I think, because there's a lot of back and forth negotiating, getting information over to the buyer, just going through the process of letting them show that. Selling a multifamily or a bigger project takes some time to get that actual contract, to get that actual offer, but it took us about 2 to 4 week period between the time that we started marketing it till the time that we actually got a contract. So it didn't take too long to sell it. And in today's market, it's pretty hot. People are always looking for different kind of value add type properties like these. We sold it for a bit of a discount because it wasn't fully occupied. But I think the buyer got a good deal, and I think of course we got out of the project, so I think it made a good win-win situation.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see here. So, Brandon Comer. So, when did you begin marketing the project? So he says to buyers during the project itself. So, I guess while you had the project, when exactly did you figure was a good time to market it?
Yeah. So I'd say 2 to 3 months before construction ended, that's when we started talking with our network. We started saying, hey, some of our agents are also in commercials, so we started saying, hey guys, we got this product coming up. What are you guys going to be looking for? Do you have any buyers you think might be interested? Just kind of putting the word out there, because we don't want to market it fully for sale, because during the construction period, we didn't really show or prove what rents are. So the biggest skepticism most buyers in that space are going to have are, okay, you say it's going to lease for $750 a month. We have no proof of that. We want to wait till you get some tenants in there that are paying that per month till we actually submit an offer. So, that's why during the construction period, we don't really market it for sale, but we do start putting the word out. And then once that project was completed, we started getting some tenants in there. It was proving that the value or the marketability of the rents were actually there, made it a lot easier to go sell. So, just proving that rents are actually attainable for that rate is what buyers really want to see before they make a large commitment and say, hey, we want to put in an LOI and get that project under contract.
Okay. So, what's an LOI for people who don't know?
LOI stands for letter of intent. Letter of intent is basically a standardized. Well, it's not actually, take that back, it's not really standardized, it's pretty much customized into whatever format you want. So it's similar to a contract, but it's a contract for commercial and multifamily. So it's basically saying that this letter of intent is the intent to purchase this property under this price, this terms, these conditions, and you can really make that anything you want. But essentially it's a blank piece of paper where you can put any term, any condition, any price that you want to, and send that to the seller. So it's the reason why I like commercial, like multifamily so much, is because it's really, anything is negotiable, and there's a lot of different variables that play into that. So you really have to kind of just customize that to whatever you feel that you want. And that's why I really love commercial. It's definitely a different realm.
Okay, cool. So it's just like, hey, I'm thinking about looking at your deal kind of thing.
Correct.
Think about buying it or something like that. Or?
Yeah, the letter of intent is basically like, hey, this is what, based upon our due diligence, based upon what we have currently right now, this is what we would want to make an offer based upon. And then most of the time, brokers will usually take an LOIs before they accept a contract, and then it'll go from an LOI straight to a standardized contract, and that's when you'll put all those terms into that form. But good LOIs are good to have just to be able to get out lots of offers based on what you want to commit to.
Okay.
So
Cool, man. Okay, here we go. So Nick Robles says, how do single family and multifamily homes differ in terms of the sales and marketing process?
So single family, here's the biggest dynamic between single family and multifamily. So single family, you've got the MLS, which is the big way to sell most single family product. Off market stuff, like when you're doing wholesaling or investments, are a lot of times done through email. And that's the biggest difference between kind of single family and multifamily. Multifamily is an off market category per se. You kind of have to start building your network, your relationships, and your systems into the multifamily and commercial basically community, because really all the good deals are done through email. I mean, all the big brokers, all the big wholesalers, all the big investors, it's all done through email. So you kind of have to get out there and network, get out there and meet these kind of guys, get on their email list, get their contact on your email, and that way you can kind of get the insight on what's going on in the multifamily commercial realm. The biggest thing is, there are properties on like LoopNet. There's another big MLS for basically commercial, and that's where a lot of bigger companies, those big conglomerates, that's where they really go to buy some of that product. But if you want to find a deal like we did, it's really knowing the network, knowing that community where you can go find those kinds of deals. And I tell people a lot, that's why it takes about a year to 2 years to get your first sale or to get your first investment property in that space, because it takes a long time to build up your credibility, to build up your network, and to be able to just find that kind of property where you can add value. So that's the biggest difference between single family and multifamily, and of course the acquisition of it, and of course the disposition of it. MLS is usually the big piece of the pie that sells those. There's other ways like Zillow, Trulia, Craigslist, those kinds of things, but that's your big difference. There's the big multifamily commercial stuff is you'll never see it online. I mean, that stuff doesn't go on MLS, usually doesn't go on LoopNet or some of the other big sites. It's sold through email, so you have to get on that list, essentially.
Well, all right. Well, for those of you looking to get into the commercial space, get on somebody's email. Let's see. We got Tony Allen. Vance is my broker. He's a young guy, but he's a wizard. If you're looking for a broker, look me up. That's what's up, man.
The Wampler wizard over here.
The Wampler wizard. Well, cool, man. Yeah, I appreciate your insight on giving us a little bit of commercial. I mean, is there is there anything else you'd suggest for somebody new, or because when you look at I have nothing, I'm starting with nothing, and then you see a guy doing a quarter, you're like,
how do you get there?
Yeah. So
definitely.
What would you suggest?
I would really say two things. Kind of going back to what we just talked about. Building your network is the biggest thing. It's the hardest thing in commercial and multifamily real estate. But you just have to go and get out there. It's easy to go online, Google up different meetups, different events, different chambers, different investment or brokerage companies that you can start networking with and just getting in touch with. And that's how you're going to start building your database. And then from that point on, it's really just partnering with other people. Finding the key financiers, the key partners, the key construction guys, the right brokers that you're going to work with. Building your team is going to make you a lot more successful. I tell you, we wouldn't have been able to do this deal without the right financial partner to be able to take it down that quickly, and for them to have the most trust in us to be able to take on that size of project. And then the other thing is that when you're going out and you're buying $20 million power centers, there's not a lot of people that can do that by themselves. And that's the biggest thing I like about multifamily commercials, that you really have to have a good partner. You have to have someone who's going to add more value to the table. So multifamily commercial encourages partnerships, and that's where you're going to get your biggest value, is working with the correct partners to bring some sort of value to the table as well as them, and be able to create a synergy where you can go out and buy deals that you would have never had the ability to buy so without that.
Right, okay. Man, yeah, Tony was right. You sure are a wizard, my man.
I try.
That is
I'm
awesome.
magical. Make things happen.
Well, cool, man. Hey, so aside from business, what kind of, a lot of people, just to get to know you as a person, what kind of hobbies are you into?
Well, basically, I'm kind of an adrenaline junkie. Anything that gets my heart going. So, paintball is one of the biggest things I do. I do that as a competitive sport. Used to do it professionally when I was younger. I go mountain biking at least once a week. Play golf, which isn't really an extreme sport, but of course, it's fun to go relax. I'm looking to go skydiving this year. That's one of my big things.
Oh,
I don't like heights a lot, but I like to get scared, so I think that's pretty fun.
Why do you like to get scared?
Oh man, it just it makes sure you're alive. I mean, when your heart's racing like that and you got your adrenaline going, oh man, it's a reassurance that hell you're living. So I like to do things that kind of test the limits as well. Like just in real estate, I'd like to do things that I think cannot be done, but I can do it just by motivation and dedication. So really challenging myself to do anything that is tough to be able to accomplish. We can go out there and do. So yeah, man, any kind of sport. I mean, back when I was younger, I used to rappel. That was one thing you did back in Boy Scouts. I tell you, that shit's scary as hell too. I mean, you're talking about 300-foot cliff, and you're like sideways off that thing. It's pretty scary. So it really any kind of sport or activity that's fun things to do. You go do it.
All right, so there you go. That's Vance, man. He's an adrenaline junkie. Likes to almost kill himself damn near every week. So
take a little bit of risk.
Yeah, so you get at him before he does something crazy. Hey, so Vance, for people who want to reach out to you, man, what are the best ways to contact you?
Yeah, so you can either call our office. I believe it's 817-986-0911. My cell is 817-614-8115. And then, of course, you can always reach us by email. It's therealreform@gmail.com or visit our website at therealreform.com.
Okay. And, hey, real quick, so, you get some people curious, what's Real Estate Reformation?
So Real Estate Reformation is our membership model brokerage. This is basically where we are creating a new style of the real estate industry through our brokerage, basically bringing on other agents. And it's a brokerage that is also investment based, that kind of complements agents that are looking to do investments or learn more, who want to place their license with us. And it's a very low cost, high value proposition. And so, yeah, if you want to know more about that, you can, of course, visit our website, and that's where you can kind of get a lot of the breakdowns on what we are, but essentially a real estate brokerage.
Okay.
Brand new model.
And what was the website again if people want to know more?
Therealreform.com.
Okay, awesome, man. Yeah, so I don't want to take too much of the time for the $250,000 man. He might be charging me by the minute right now. So appreciate y'all who came on Facebook Live, was commenting and everything, man. It was really live. So we'll definitely, will you have time for one more question?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Sean Osby, what areas are you buying in?
So pretty much, I mean, we've kind of opened the doors to all of Texas. DFW area, we do the main 4 counties, and then everything kind of surrounding that. We've also bought properties in San Antonio and Houston as well. But really all the major metroplexes, and then of course the counties kind of surrounding those. So anything that really makes sense and kind of fits our model.
Cool. Well, cool, man. Well, hey, I appreciate that last minute question.
Yeah.
Well, all right, guys. So that was Vance Wampler, $250,000 on the apartment flip. Get with him if you want to learn more about commercial and real estate at therealreform.com. I forgot what all the cell phone numbers were, but I'm pretty sure you can find it on the site. Or just Google Real Estate Reformation. But yeah, that's all the time that we have for today, guys. I really appreciate y'all coming in, and tune in for next time.
Cool. Thank you.
All right, that's done.